Hello, hello. Hi, everybody. I just go through the pages. Hi. Yeah, beautiful. Okay, then let's tune into the energies and yeah, let's see what kind of information comes through this week for us. Okay, so especially for people who are on the path of spiritual awakening, because this is the aim, this is the intention, there is a lot of support for this coming in, right? So through the energies, through various different ways, like books you're reading, audiobooks you're listening to, talks you're listening to, and so forth. So just, various different ways of support is coming in on that level. But also on the fundamental level, it is energetical support. And I see right now there is a very big push. So the support is pushing, it's pushing, it's pushing. And what that exactly means for us is that there's a lot of potential for growth, but there's also a lot happening. A lot is surfacing. We're meeting parts of ourselves that we probably rather not meet, parts that we would rather keep deep down there somewhere. I mean, obviously, usually it's something that's uncomfortable. It's contractions in the body. It's things we don't want to face. We don't want to look into things we're avoiding, and that's all fine, right? It's all fine. This is just part, of the human life is, let's say, I mean, I don't want to say it's like as it is already like a lot to do or hard, because it's not hard really, but it's there can be struggles. But with this additional stuff coming in and then surfacing, it can be a lot, but I see this is just happening right now. So if you're wondering maybe why there is a lot surfacing, or either you experience it internal, so everybody's a bit different, or some people experience it more on the outside. Things are changing. You might meet people that you don't resonate with. You have a new job that you don't like, a new boss that is harsh on you, a new neighbor, whatever, like however it manifests. And it's really all a big possibility for growth. And this is this pushing. So maybe it comes in the relationship, right? So you have a partner and suddenly things are not as good as they were. Yeah, it doesn't really matter from which area it is coming. It's really things are surfacing. And this is why this is happening, because the energies are supporting this. So there is this massive push right now. And it pushes us into growth, into rapid growth. And basically what we can do is allow it, even though it is uncomfortable, we don't prefer it, we rather not experience it, but we just go with the flow, we allow it. Meaning if something is surfacing or you're experiencing it on the outside or however it manifests, try not to get involved too much. Try to stay out of it. If possible, see it more from the perspective of the observer. Okay, things are happening now. Don't act on them if not necessary, because often we act, it wasn't necessary, and then the situation even get worse. So it's really about observing, okay, things are happening now. I allow it. And if you don't hold on to them, meaning, okay, they're happening, but you don't like engage with the thoughts and the emotions. And if you do, just, if you recognize that you're doing it, let it go, because then these things can pass a lot quicker. They only stay around if we engage, if we identify, if we take it personal. If we don't, then it's just an experience and it can leave quite quickly, especially when there's stuff surfacing on the inside, emotionally, thoughts. They can move through the system within a few seconds if we don't hold on to them. Yeah. And then obviously experiences on the outside, they are also doing something within, but really where you're at, where your perception is at. Yeah. And if you say, okay, yes, now is the time for rapid growth. I'm here now. Let's do it. It's a whole different way of looking at it and allowing it. And then it can just happen a lot quicker. And you'll see you grow a lot through that. Growing means letting go and becoming more of who you are. So letting go of what is not of your personal highest truth, and becoming more of who you are. More space, more freedom, more peace, more flow of life energy, and so forth. Yeah, and then I get specifically resistance, because this is one of the energies that surface the most, when there is something rapidly happening. Resistance is just another energy, because this is often a question, how do I get over resistance? Also let it go. Yeah, okay. So that's the information that came through today. Very handy. Maybe you have been experiencing stuff happening, growth happening already. So that's great. Yeah, so let's start with the meditation. For people who have never been here before, this is going to be recorded, and the recording is uploaded on YouTube later on. So you can, go back and meditate to it again. I always recommend going back if you get the chance, like do the videos 3 or 4 times. It helps to integrate everything we do here, and to also manifest in your life experience. And yeah, what you can do is just sit back, relax, meditate along, close your eyes, and enjoy the energies. Allow them to work on your system. Everything is happening for your highest good. Yeah. Okay. And afterwards, we have time to chat. Just gonna have a sip. I start with opening up the energy field. Bring in light. Then I expand the energy field. Expanding the energy field helps to hold more light in the system, and also more awareness comes with that as well. So I'm expanding. And the energy field can always be more expanded. This is a never-ending process. We can always carry more light, so become lighter, or become light as well. And light is higher information. And this information is transforming our system and also our life experience. And this is exactly what we're here for. Then I fill up the expanded space with light. Then I clear surface energies. Surface energies are all sorts of energies that are currently floating around on the surface of your system. And these are the energies that we experience. So everything we're experiencing is on the surface of the system. Thoughts, emotions, energies playing out. Energies we've been exposed to over the past 1-2 days. Yeah, and I clear those surface energies so that we get access to what's behind the silence is there, the stillness, the clarity, the peace. Just being. And this is very hard to understand for the mind. Like, what does it mean to just be? Because the mind is movement, and the mind always needs movement to understand things or to connect to that energy. It just needs, it's a form basically, just needs something that it understands. Let's say it like that. But just being, the mind doesn't understand. So what we are on the core level, the true nature, pure existence, without any content, is very hard for the mind to understand, like cannot understand it. So I suggest letting the mind go, not putting too much energy into it. The mind can never figure out who you really are. It's all about experiencing it. So pure being can only be experienced. And it's an experience in every cell of the body. Yes, it's very possible that you experience it in certain areas more, like some people more in the area of the head or the heart or the gut. Just means that it has deepened there, the access has deepened on that level. Yeah, maybe you can feel already that you are slowly dropping into this beautiful space of just being. The body is also relaxing, really enjoys that space. Well, it's not a space, but it's a deeper layer. And then I also clear energies out of the mind, so that you don't have thoughts, or if you have thoughts, that they're just not interfering. Allow them to pass through. It's just energy passing through, and on the level of the mind, it creates, let's say, content, which the thoughts are. And if we don't continue on thinking the thoughts, just, they come up and go, they come and go, then it's absolutely perfect. They don't interfere with us being in this beautiful experience of just being, because they can be part of it. It doesn't matter. Because what we're experiencing is a lot bigger, a lot more profound. It feels a lot more true compared to just random thoughts. Yeah, and there's an energy present that's specifically working on the third eye chakra and the heart chakra. And it is expanding the chakras as well, so that more light can enter. In general, the light enters the body, the energy body, and the area around us. So more light is coming in, just flowing in, mostly through the crown chakra and third eye chakra into our system. Then I open up the energy field more. Bring in more light. Always when I bring in more light, it can flow into deeper layers. Yeah, and there's an energy present that helps us to dissolve the content and let's say, the habit to always put the attention on the content is very strong, but there's an energy present. It helps us to make this habit, and also the energy that's underlaying this habit, less strong. So that it's a lot easier for us to not act on this habit, to stay in the being versus being pulled out of it because something is happening in our everyday life experience. We want to have this pure beingness, the experience of that. We want to have this there all the time, 24/7, to no matter what's happening in life, that it just stays there as the main experience. And then the human is basically happening within this main experience. And then we have a choice. We have the choice: do we engage with the human stuff with the thoughts, emotions, and energies in the human system, or do we stay in the being? This is a phase, then also there is a phase where both is happening simultaneously. But for most people, it is a choice. And there's an energy present that helps us to allow life to unfold as it needs to unfold, meaning life energy flowing through our system, and we are not interfering with that. This would be the optimum. And so there's an energy present that is supporting this allowing. I allow life to unfold as it needs to. Because life itself is what's moving through our system. And when I refer to the highest truth, this is also life unfolding in the present moment. If we're fully in this flow, the system is open, then everything that we're experiencing and everything that's coming in is of our highest truth, because we're just fully aligned with this flow. And yes, it manifests in a way in our life experience that the experience of life becomes just a flow. Everything is unfolding in the present moment, but also we have so much energy available because we are the flow of life. So if we move with this current, then there's just so much energy available. And we can do with it what we want. We can put it into all sorts of different things that we are interested in, that we want to experience more of in our lives, that resonates versus, the other way around. We protect ourselves, we're fearful, we're small, we're unimportant, and so forth. So this is really like when life energy fully flows, there's like this the full force of who we are is just there, just present, just flowing. And maybe you can feel this right now because it's becoming stronger, gives you a taste of how it feels. And it's very strong. And so life energy is flowing. Life is unfolding in the present moment. And everything we think about, I don't want this, I don't want that, this is not my preference, but compared to life itself, it's just something that's in the way of this flow. So that the preferences, the thoughts, the likes, dislikes, and so forth, the commentary. So it's not of the highest truth. Also the contractions in the body. It's just energies, stuck energies that we are experiencing there. So life is unfolding as it needs to unfold. And if there is an issue, a contraction in our system, then it's in our system. So we are in the way of life. And yes, this is mostly not on a conscious level, of course. It has to do with the stuck energies in our system, wherever they're coming from, this life, past life, ancestral influences, doesn't matter. But really what the energies are pointing to is that how life is unfolding, and I'm talking about right now, not what happened in the past or what's happening in the future. I really talk about right now, in the present moment. It's exactly how it's supposed to be. You can feel the strength, the resonance in your system to this information. And the energies that are present, they are also working on clearing blockages in the system, so that there are no contractions anymore, or at least less and less over time. Less and less energies influencing the present moment from the past, whatever we learned from parents, grandparents, society, however we think things need to unfold in a certain way, need to be in a certain way. It's just something we learned. Somebody else learned it in a different way. So our way is just one out of 8 billion. And most of the time, this way is a limitation in a way that we rather not have this limitation. We want to move into expansion, into openness, into more of who we are. Yeah, and this is what the energies are working on, and this is what they are supporting. So giving us the possibility to recognize that, what we need to let go, and moving us into situations, experiences that we see what's there. But there is so much support, just that there is so much support from the energies. They pull you through this process. You basically just need to say, okay, I move along. Energies are working on the heart chakra and the third chakra, specifically also third eye chakra, just clearing the chakras. Also throat chakra. And more light is entering. Then I open up the energy field more. Bring in more light. then I clear energy out of your system, and specifically around distraction. So yes, we're exposed to so much all day long, right? So much information. We get distracted, meaning we're not in the present moment. We don't use the focus. We're just scattered. I call it the energy scattered. So here, there, social media, TV, news. There's just so much information present. And so I clear these energies. Energies of distraction. And when they're gone, or a lot of them are gone, it's like, yeah, there's more clarity there, and it's a lot easier to move into the direction of your personal highest truth versus, yeah, being the energies being scattered everywhere. So clear energies of distraction. And maybe you can feel or experience the increasing clarity in the system. Very clear. And it's not something you see with the mind, it's really just a feeling. You perceive the clarity in the system. Then I pull you deeper into the meditation. I pull you deeper and deeper. Deeper and deeper. And it's so interesting when we drop deeper, so move just into deeper layers of our consciousness. It's like we, in that case, we move away from the human experience. So in these deeper states, it's like everything is dissolved that we usually experience on the human level. So the life story, who we think we are, the ego being in charge. It's just gone on that level. And so it's just great to experience, because first of all, you experience this freedom, and you also know it's not necessary, because you're still here, you still exist, you enjoy even more than before. Because it's always nice when there's less going on. This freedom. silence, the stillness is so enjoyable. So I pull you a little bit deeper. And, if there's a little bit of resistance surfacing, I'm just going to clear it. Like I said before, it's just an energy, it's nothing else. Pull you deeper. And maybe you can also feel when you move deeper, more light is present. Because limitations, you move out of certain limitations and then suddenly there is more expansion, there is more light. Yeah, so enjoy this beautiful experience of being liberated. And just enjoy the being for the next 20 minutes in silence. we have finished. That was a beautiful meditation. Also very amazing information that came through, so very helpful. Yeah, thank you so much for joining. And if you have a question, you can, let me know. You can unmute yourself now. Hi, Kathy.
Hi, Eva.
Hello.
Thank you, as always. Wonderful meditation. Um, Maybe you can help me clarify. Um, like when there's a suggestion to rest in awareness or rest in being or be aware of your essence. I mean, that sort of instruction. For me, it still seems like there are two things. There's the me, there's the separate self being aware of something. Like there's a subject object sort of thing still going on. Can you help me see that differently? Or is it just conditioning that has to finally go?
Yes. Yes, I mean, of course, it depends on from which perspective, the experience is happening. So, like in that meditation, for example, as well, there is like the human stuff is being removed so that we can just be the pure beingness, right? And it slowly starts dissolving. So the limitation of the human, and the human is very dense, and this starts slowly dissolving so that more of that can be there in your everyday life experience. And also in meditation, you're just there quicker. Um, and then there's just this opening happening so that I always say it can shine through. So the true nature, the pure beingness can just shine through more, and it's then more there in your everyday life experience as well. So it's usually a gradual dissolving for people of the limitation, because it's there all the time. And in the meditations, what we do, here, but also a lot of other, meditations are like that as well. They move you into that space so that you have an experience of it. You are actually a lot more than the limitation. And then you come back after the meditation, even, it for a certain amount of time you stay in the expansion, but then eventually you move back into the limitation. But the limitation is not as limited anymore. There's always a bit more that's being dissolved every time you move back and forth. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I feel enough of that expansion to really, mm, yeah, feel that. I think
Yeah.
yeah.
So in your human life experience, like when I see human life experience when you move through your everyday life, um, is there just a lot going on for you all the time, or also are there moments of clarity or just silence in the system, for example? Like what are you experiencing?
Um, I don't feel like there's a lot of silence in the system, but I have a lot of awareness that there isn't.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah,
I'm
that's
a,
good. That's good. That's very good.
I'm aware that there's a lot that's still, you know, mental chatter and stuff. And I can, I try to pause often to be aware of that. Like, you know, like I can see that it's just the conditioning that's been there for nearly 80 years. So it's, you know, it's pretty ingrained, but
Yeah.
yeah.
But I mean, this is an amazing perspective already to see this from the perspective of the observer, seeing that there's a lot going on, what the system is doing. Yeah, I mean, that's already a lot, and so that the rest, it just comes along eventually,
Yeah.
step by
Well,
step.
it has, knowing, I mean, being aware um, has reduced my suffering tremendously over the years. I mean, I really know there's a big difference in how I live my life as a result. But I'm pretty frustrated at this point of not of still feeling like there's a separate self.
Yeah. So for example, then let go of frustration. No, this is exactly how it works. This is the limitation, you
Yeah.
know? So everything that surfaces is a limitation, um, and separates you from who you really are. So everything. And this was part of the meditation. I mean, it comes up in so many meditations. Okay, life energy is flowing, everything is unfolding in the present moment. And then there is preferences or certain energies from the system, for example, frustration. And when this energy comes up, it's already blocking or limiting the experience of what's there in the present moment and of
Mm,
yourself. And
mm.
so let go of everything that, like, if you can, but this could be a practice, or I mean, this is really like the master class, let's say it like that. Everything that arises, let it go at the same time. And then eventually it just passes through. So it's only there to be experienced. And like I always say, it can take a split second and then it moves through. And while this is moving through, you just in this phase of experience of yourself, of the true, of the pure beingness, So everything is coming and leaving, but the main experience is just being. And so you get out of the meditation, you got a good like boost, let's say it like that, to be just in the being state. And then you'll see things will creep in again. The
Yeah.
thoughts, not feeling satisfied, whatever. Let this all go, let it go. It takes you away. It takes you away from truth, from the present moment, from who you are.
That
And it's
makes
the
a lot
same with
of sense.
fear, like what's happening in this world, for neighbors and health. And, there is just, all these things. And I say it's when the energies are scattered, it's just the energies are everywhere. They're just not here and experiencing, just being. And we can move through your everyday life experience with just being. So we don't need anything else. So we need to let go of everything, the frustration.
Okay, thank you for
Yeah.
that good pointer.
Yeah, and the thing is, when you let go of it, it's just gone. Nothing changes in that way, but it's gone. And so you are already freer. You're already freed up. And this is really only how it works. It's very simple.
Yeah, it's gone unless I choose to hold on to it and
Yes.
continue to be frustrated. Yeah,
Exactly. And then there is more peace because of that. Then there's
sure.
more focus on what's there in the present moment, what's important to you. You have like a free headspace, there's more clarity. So these things are basically just, more of the veiling, there, I mean, just a different one, but um of the present moment. So yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, okay, great. Thanks, Kathy. Hi, Dorothea.
Hi. Hi. Uh, I have in the last few days, like it's pulling my soul below my ribs. The solar plexus is like pulling me to the back. I don't know what it is.
So you mean energy is pulling from the front to the back, or what? How's the pull?
It's below my ribs, all across my tummy.
Yeah, so there is the solar plexus. So you mean energy is stuck there basically, or how do you
I
experience it?
have no idea
So you
what's
just
going
you
on.
just feel a lot of pressure there, or
Like pulling me back something. Like I have a belt around there that's pulled back or something.
so you actually pulled backwards.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. And it just came up over the past few days.
Yeah, I had it before and it seems it got better and then yeah, and then it came back. Well, I was watching some old videos of sessions and I deleted everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if it had something to do with that.
Okay. And do you feel it's an energy that wants to move up, or is it really more energies moving toward hitting blockages in that kind of way?
I'm not very good with telling that.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, usually it's really when it's energetical, it's like on the core level, it's always energy looking for a pathway and there are blockages somewhere. And it depends on what kind of energies they are, right? So um, I usually see energies coming from the top down. So these would be energies we're working with. They come from the top down and open up the system from the top down. And then there is also energy, usually the Kundalini energy. It moves its way from the root chakra up to the crown chakra. So and then both energies, top down or bottom up, they just want to keep on moving. And if there is blockages, it manifests somehow in the body. So it can be pressure, it can be tightness, it can be like pain. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like tightness. Yeah.
Yeah. And so I just recommend keep on meditating. Don't worry about it too much. Usually these things come and go.
Yeah.
And then it can happen in a different area. Yeah, but I mean the solar plexus is an energy center where a lot of energies can be stored in there, can be a lot of blockages. So it can take some time for the energies to really to help the clearing process. So this can take a few weeks or months, or even, for some people it takes even longer. It's part of the process, yeah.
Okay,
So also for example, if there are worries there or if there is like concerns, you can let them go. If you want to do something actively, what you can do is, for example, if you are next elevations, use the energy of next elevations and put it into that area. Like you can work with it, like I work with energies here, right? Everybody can do that. So you ask it to sit with it and ask it to clear energies on the third chakra. Or also when you do a meditation here, you can just direct the energy there if you want, and or put light. Just imagine light. You can also just draw in light, golden, white light, whatever you like, um, and pull it into the solar plexus chakra so that it can
okay,
dissolve
thanks. Mm-hmm.
the blockage. Yeah.
Thank
But
you.
other than that, like from my experience, it's usually there's nothing wrong. It's just part of this clearing process. Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you. Hi, Sheridan.
Hi, Eva. I just
Hello.
have a couple of things. So, when you were talking with Kathleen, I just wonder if, because there are a lot of people who get blocks with busy minds, and the concept of allowing, it's interesting in my meditations, and especially with somebody who brings the energy, I'm able to expand and sort of move in or out. Not stay constantly. So, the interruptions, the thoughts come, and then, so with that awareness that she was talking about, is there a process to, or, so for instance, so I will sometimes, if I find myself straying back, just using a mantra word like a om or surrender to bring myself back. Do you have any insight about that that can help people just stay anchored and more open?
Yeah, okay. So I'm not 100% sure if I understand your question. So are you talking about the thoughts specifically or the system, like in general, staying open? Like, okay.
Well, both, and actually, I mean, she was talking about it in the context of sort of plateauing and getting stuck and not being able to, as I understood her statement, is that you know, breaking through. So sometimes in meditation, you know, particularly with somebody who holds a high vibration like yourself, I'm able to anchor in that vibration and open and really feel it.
Mhm.
Then, you know, you sort of sway and you have to bring yourself back. And I think that's what she was talking about. Not 100% sure. But so is there a trick, a tip, a tool for that surrender and bringing yourself back? I mean,
Okay, so I still not 100% sure if I understand the question, because I don't know what you mean with bringing yourself back, and then there's this swaying. So I'm not 100% sure, but I'm just gonna answer, and maybe the answer is in your question. So first, on the level of the mind, it's not a problem if there are thoughts. It's really just the way of how the thoughts are being experienced. So are they, like, let's say, more in the forefront, and every thought that arises you engage with it, and so it's very a very direct and strong experience, versus the thoughts are more, let's say, in the background, and they come and go, and they can be there, it doesn't matter, but at the same time you're just observing the thoughts and you don't engage, and they're just there. So then it basically doesn't matter. And then over time, from, like, the more the system is open, expanded, the more healing and clearing is happening automatically, because a lot of energies fall away, there are less thoughts as well. This it's just an automatic process. And staying open, I mean, in meditation, the guidance is all about opening the system and having more light and so forth. There, if people can't follow the meditation and it's very hard for them to, like, experience that in meditation, I really recommend, for example, coming to the group sessions, because there we work on that specifically a lot more intense. And then, it can be there naturally as well after, coming to a few sessions. I mean, it depends on always where people are, but this is where we work more intensely on that. And the coming and going, this is just a process. We come and go until it's kind of stays. So it's always like, okay, we go into meditation, we take something, or we leave something there, and then we come back, and then we integrate this. Then we go back, we integrate this. I mean, next elevations is a possibility where both is basically happening simultaneously. So you don't really have to meditate in the way like you only meditate here and then you go back, but it's like happening at the same time in the state where you don't meditate, although I very much recommend meditation. Yeah, but this is really this process until it fully stabilizes. So until you can just be in this space of pure beingness, or just experience that and stay there all the time. I mean, this is the goal. This is becoming the true nature. This is the ultimate goal. And so up until we are fully there, we just go back and forth. Yeah. Did that answer your question?
kinda.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. Thank you. Hi, Roberta.
Hi. Oh, kind of along the same lines. Um, I, first of all, I um, got back just in time to get into the meditation, and I just relaxed. And I started to feel towards the end, what I feel is kind of my crown chakra, a bit of energy there, which is good. And I found myself not wanting to focus, which I was, basically meditation technique to focus at the third eye. It seems to me that I effort too much, or that I create effort and it blocks the relaxation. So I did that today. I just felt I really
Can I comment on this really quickly, please?
yeah,
Because this is why I say in the beginning, don't do anything. Just relax, because if you focus on something, you put the attention on something and you miss the rest, basically, because there is so much happening. So it's really about relaxing, because when you relax, also, like, your whole system expands into the body relaxes and the system expands into what's there, what's being offered by the energies basically. And if you focus on something specifically, you basically miss the whole thing.
That's
And so,
really, really important. Yeah.
yeah.
Because when I can focus with my breath and I move my breath up and down the spine as I was taught, it does tend to, with focusing on the breathing, it tends to at some point, it seems to help. But today I couldn't do that. And yeah, this whole conversation is very important.
I comment on this really quickly because, if you want to do these breathing techniques, for example, just sit by yourself and do it without being on Zoom here, for example, because then you can really focus on this. Also, you don't have to listen to me. And then it's really okay, you do this practice now, the breathing technique, which is good. It's a good technique. But like I said here, I really recommend not doing any practices.
Well, this is helpful because I just recently, I had an experience where I had a moment of fear. The body reacted quickly and I shook. My body literally shook for quite a while. It was very distressing. Cortisol release. So I'm on what feels like a tightrope right now, trying to keep my balance to center. So I thought, well, if I could, and speaking with someone, if I could spend 5 minutes every hour and just focus on the breathing to kind of try to bring me into my true nature, because the body is at this point is so constantly coming up with stuff that is distracting me, that's not always comfortable. So I was going to try to use that to bring me out of that, so like, because it's very difficult right now. So that's why I'm asking, what do you do when, like, there was nothing I knew to do? I was in the present moment, but I was shaking. I knew my body was releasing stress. Nothing else I could do to bring myself calm. And when that happened, what
breath
do we?
work is always good to calm the body. Absolutely.
Tried that, but it was so bad. Anyway, so when we're having a physical issue, we're aware of that. I'm in the present moment. At the moment, I'm aware there's something going on in the body. So I just try to observe that. Is that how do I move myself to a point of being more in my spirit and not so much, because I have to honor the body. And then, it's just what I'm, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, usually when there's something on the level of the body, fear or anxiety arises, and then we contract.
Right.
And then it gets worse.
Right.
But this is very natural.
Yeah.
But if you can stay aware enough to know that, then you can do breath work or relax. Because then, the heart rate comes down, when there's a shock moment, it's like, everything contracts, and then you can open this up again, and then it's a lot easier, because it probably goes from 100% down to 30% within a very short time, just to use a few numbers here, when you manage to relax. So basically allowing the experience to be there and relax, if that's possible. Yeah.
That's a challenge. Okay, so rather than just mentally saying to myself something like, my body is constantly renewing itself and regenerating, which I believe what you are suggesting, if I understand, is to actually do something physical or to focus maybe on the breath or something at that moment. I need something to kind of help bring me out of that being stuck in that body stuff. And so maybe
the mind is not going to take you out of that. So
no.
the mind makes it usually worse.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
And
So,
I that lady that asked about the tightness around the waist, and immediately, I used to be a nurse, my mind goes physical. Well, maybe she should get checked, and you didn't see that, so that's good. But this is my background, I'm extreme.
yeah.
I have so much in my head. So
This is
yeah.
the problem. This is the problem. I came up with this example a while ago. So for example, if you eat a peanut and then you think about, oh, I have a peanut allergy,
Mhm.
look what the body's doing.
Yeah.
you're getting all sorts of reactions. Suddenly you don't have a breath anymore and you feel
Yeah.
tight and I don't know, like what's the, I don't know the word in English, simulating actually this peanut allergy, you know?
Right.
So the mind is very strong and it's very much influencing our bodies. And so of course, first fear arises, and then, oh my God, what could this be? And will I die? Will I die? And is it gonna be very, dangerous and so forth? So there are all these thoughts, and they are the issue. They make this even worse.
Right.
And if it's possible, relax because the tightness is happening on the level of the body. And yes, even the thoughts, they can still be there, okay. But if you relax, then there's the tension, the energies can flow freely before you keep the yin contracted, and then it gets worse. And when the energies can flow freely, then the experience is a lot less intense.
Okay, so whatever I need to do, even if it's just laying down or sitting down,
Yeah.
what I need to do to kind of do okay, so that helps
Yeah.
because,
And we can do breath work at the same time because it's
right,
good, absolutely, but just relax. Yeah.
okay,
All
always
right.
relaxing.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Roberta. Hi, Nahuel.
Hello, Eva.
Hello.
You hear me well?
Yes?
Yep. Good. So, yeah, I was all this angst in the stomach came out. I don't know what the cause is, but as the previous friend was talking, I could feel angst here. And I just, wow. I tried another way, which is sharing, right? Because I usually just give it to the Divine Mother, but usually fear and angst is very strong. And I felt a contraction. So I went with it. Like the obstacle, I remember this phrase from Lao Tzu, I think. The obstacle is not an obstacle. The obstacle is the way. Right. So I welcome that and I let it shake. And then it feels like welcome, right? It relaxes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Great. So you also added basically something on the level of the mind that helps the body to relax. Yeah, amazing. That's great. Yes, yes. Because if you do the opposite, you don't want this, and like negative thoughts, then there is more contraction. So yeah, great. Yeah, thank you for
Yeah.
sharing.
Thank you also.
Very good. Very good.
Yeah. And also a technical question. If I want to give someone Next Elevation's gift, do I have to first uh, give her the plan, like the basic transmission?
Yes, so there are a few different options. So there are three gift options, I think. So one is the base transmission, and then there are two more options, or maybe there are three, but you can check on the website, where you can just give like the gift of health, I think is called this one, and then gift of abundance maybe. Yeah, they were uploaded a while ago. So you can check, and you can just give as that.
So just directly the enhancer.
Yeah, it's not an enhancer, it's really just the gift of health, for example.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's an energy transmission that person receives directly. Yeah. And then it
Because my
stays for a
yeah.
certain amount of time, it plays out. So it's basically an energy potential, it's created, and the person receives it until the person doesn't need it anymore. And Next Elevations is different, right? So it's there all the time until you stop being part of Next Elevations. Yeah.
Okay. Because my mom is having some problems with sleep, and I was thinking of she has the basic plan. So she doesn't need the basic plan to, for example, add the good sleep.
Yeah, I mean that's different. If somebody already has the base plan, you can add all the enhancers. Yeah, that's different then. Yes,
But as a gift,
yes, and there is
she
the deep
doesn't. Yeah,
there is the deep sleep
get to
enhancer.
sleep.
Yes,
So
try
that
it as
one
well.
needs the
The
basic.
base transmission. Yes.
Okay.
So you're still not sure. Okay. So there is on the website, just send an email to info@nextelevations and ask for the site. If you don't find it on the website, where the gift for others are. Because, you know, some things, because there's so much on the website, maybe they're a bit hidden, but there's, or it's, okay, Joe is sharing it in the chat. So where you find the gift for others, and if somebody has the base transmission, then it's different, because then you can use all the enhancers anyways. But if your mother
Okay.
doesn't have the base transmission, then there are just specific gifts you can send
Directly.
directly. Yes.
Okay. Thank you very
Okay,
much.
great. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, thank you so much for all your questions and for sharing. I really appreciate that you ask questions and that you share, because I know it's always helpful for others as well. So thank you so much. Really appreciate it, and thank you for joining the meditation. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and see you next week. Bye bye. Bye bye.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Eva.